Hey guys, Deronda here with Foods 101. Today I'm going to show you how to make these zucchini ground beef boats. Yep, you got that right. The ingredients you're going to need is 1 cup of wild rice, or if you'd like to substitute with white rice you may, 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 pound of ground beef, I'm using a chuck, 1 tablespoon of freshly minced garlic, 2 tablespoons of finely diced celery, carrots, and onions, 2 tablespoons of Greek yogurt, or you can use a heavy whipping cream, 2 zucchinis about 6 to 7 inches long, 2 tablespoons of Panko crumb, 1/2 cup of grated parmesan cheese, 1 pinch of crushed red pepper flakes, 1 cup of marinara sauce, 1/2 cup of mozzarella cheese, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Let's get this dish together. In a large skillet over medium heat, you're going to add about 2 tablespoons of that olive oil, along with your celery, the onions, be sure to not leave any behind, and your carrots. This is your maripah. We're going to stir this around for about a minute until they start absorbing that olive oil and releasing their aromas. Okay, I'm turning off my timer. After 1 minute, add that finely minced garlic. If you can use fresh garlic, do so, because that's going to give these zucchini ground beef boats tremendous flavor. And we're going to cook this an additional 1 minute. You're not going to have to cook it too long because we're going to bake this as well. After 1 minute, turning off my timer, we're going to add the ground beef. I'm using a chuck, a sirloin, or just ground round will also work. Cook this while breaking down the meat until the meat is no longer pink. This will take about 3 to 4 minutes. After a minute, we're going to add the salt. Now, that salt will really start absorbing into your ground beef with the pepper. And continue stirring while breaking down the meat. I use a flat edge utensil there. I think it works best. Okay, 4 minutes are up, and we're going to pull back the meat, and let's see how much fat we're going to get off our meat. Well, we're going to remove enough to where we've got about 1 tablespoon left. And that looks perfectly well. That way this fat will give it a lot of flavor, and those breadcrumbs will absorb it. So add your breadcrumbs along with your Parmesan cheese and your yogurt or heavy whipping cream. And give it a lovely little stirring while we add that marinara sauce. And again, don't leave any of it behind. Get that spatula and get it out of there, along with our rice. Turn off the heat now, and gradually work these ingredients until they're well blended. And looking like this. At this point, we're going to add those chili flakes. And be sure to really stir this well together. We want those chili flakes to really permeate throughout our filling here. And that looks absolutely delicious. Now, let me show you how we're going to prepare the zucchinis. While we take this off the heat, using a chef's knife, cut your zucchinis in half lengthwise. And I make sure that I clean my zucchini under fresh, cool, clean tap water. With a large spoon, we're just going to take out the seeds. We're going to remove the center. Make sure that you don't go through the bottom of your zucchini, because this is going to be your boat. And we're just going to keep scraping until you get all those seeds out. Come to this end, do the same thing. Okay, remove it, and then again, just scrape until you get all those seeds out. And your boat has been completed for the filling. Do it to your other 3 here. Add your zucchini boats here to a 13 by 9 inch baking dish with sides. With our leftover olive oil, we're going to drizzle about a ½ teaspoon in each boat. This will help them cook as they're baking. And we're going to brush them along the edge of the zucchini, just like that. These little silicone brushes are very popular these days, but if you have a pastry brush, you may use that too. Now we're going to start adding our filling. I just use a large spoon and go from one end to the other, being generous with your filling. And we're just going to pack it down in there. Be sure that you really show the edges of your zucchini. I think that's just so pretty and really will demonstrate the dish's name. Okay, and we're going to put them back. Now I'm just topping each boat with our grated Parmesan cheese, just like that. Before we bake these, we're going to add 1/4 cup of water in the bottom. This will help steam the zucchini as it bakes. These are off to that 375-degree preheated oven on the middle rack for the next 30 minutes uncovered. Use your timer and no peeking. Zucchini ground beef boats have baked. And listen to them sizzle. Oh, and they smell so delicious. I went to my garden and I picked a little fresh parsley that I'm going to add here to the top of each of my zucchini ground beef boats. This is going to be fabulous. We're going to let them cool down here for about 5 minutes before we transport them over to a plate. I want to show you what these look like on the inside. You've got a al dente still here on your zucchini, and looky there, loaded with fabulous flavors. I just want to dig in here and see what it's like. All right, here we go. Wow. The crunch of the zucchini, that ground chuck, the marinara sauce, the garlic, the onions, make this an absolutely perfect dish. No bread needed. I'm Duranda. Give me thumbs up, leave me a comment, hit that notification bell to be the first to get my new YouTube food videos. Thanks a million for watching, you all, and I'll catch you lovely people later.